What's going on? A pluses, nerd mixers. I don't even really know how to start this review, to be totally honest with you, because I watched it Sunday night, and here we are Wednesday, because I watched it again Tuesday morning, and I really wanted to take in with what happened with episode 14 of Batwoman, and it literally still had the same effect on me uh Tuesday morning as it did Sunday evening. And I feel the type of way. I really do, because we get a lot of negativity when they talk about SJW, social justice warriors, when it comes to a lot of these CW shows, especially Batwoman, with the way it decides to present itself, similar to how Black Lightning does, showing Black pain and strife, and the fact that things aren't getting any better. And this episode hit close to home, because I've had people in situations like this. I've been in situations like this myself, not being a superhero, but dealing with the authorities, and even being, you know what I'm saying, uh the nerd guy that wouldn't hurt a fly and everything. But because of the pigmentation of my skin, none of my accomplishments through my life matters when it comes to being in that type of situation. So it's interesting. But before we get into this particular breakdown of this episode, let me tell you guys about A Plus Opinions and our Patreon. That's right, you can become a Patreon and show your support. So just go ahead and join our Patreon at A Plus Opinions. Patreon.com// whichever slash that is, A Plus Opinions. We got all types of content on there. We got 3 different tiers: a $1 tier, a $5 tier, and a $10 tier. Come on, get access to the Discord, where we're having all types of conversations. We even had a quick back and forth about the MTV movie and TV awards, when WandaVision and Falcon and the Winter Soldier went in there and just took lives to demand the respect of comic book television. It's really dope. Plus, we put all of our pods and different things like that up in audio format. So in case you're driving and you want to listen, you don't have a time to watch, or you're not one of the people that just want to sit and on your phone in front of your computer and watch all day, you rather just listen, you can download audio versions of the podcast there just by being a member. So go ahead and make sure you check out the A Plus Opinions Patreon, man. Gotta learn something. Oh man, this episode was called Injustice for All. It definitely wasn't for the squeamish, because we've got zombies. We just can't get rid of zombies. The Walking Dead book is over. You got Army of Dead movies, and Call of Duty zombies, and I think I watched the WWE pay-per-view this last weekend when they had a friggin' lumberjack match, and the lumberjacks were zombies. I don't know what this is with this zombie craze. Can we just go back to vampires or something, please? But nah, the basis of this episode itself was Batwoman trying to track down like the new strand of snakebite, because without Angelique and Ocean, Black Mass and False Face don't understand how to create snake bite, so they come up with a new formula. The only problem with this formula is doing something with their, I think it's the temporal lobe. I don't know, I'm not a brain surgeon or anything like that, but it's doing something with their brain that makes them have an insatiable hunger, and they end up starting to eat flesh. So that people start eating people. That's basically what it does. So this episode deals with them trying to find a cure for people being turned into zombies, which is interesting. The episode actually starts off with, I believe it starts off with, I'm not sure, but there's certain things that stay in my head from this episode, and one of the biggest points for me was the fundraiser. Since you got Angelique being in protective custody, Ryan's newly single. Y'all know we saw the last episode. She's kind of started a relationship with Imani. And Imani is basically fundraising for another community center. So they're having it at the bar. The fundraiser get interrupted by police officers answering a noise complaint. Ryan, you know what I'm saying, steps up. She's all mad. Luke tries to defuse the situation because like Ryan's like, no, you can't do this. We're able to operate in this manner. And Luke's like, look, it's okay. Officers will just cut the music down. We'll try to be quiet. The cops, they did nothing. They didn't even touch the cops, but the cops arrest them for like a resisting arrest. So Ryan and Luke end up in jail. Sophie gets to the fundraiser because she was going there anyway. And she gets into an argument with the cops. They don't know she's a crow. You know what I'm saying? She alludes to it, and the officers didn't care about the noise complaint. It was a bunch of BS. She saw it was BS, and basically they saw black and brown people in space together and decided to blow it up because they don't like them coming together and doing things. Sophie ends up in jail, right? So it kind of put Ryan and Sophie at odds again. Like right after they started to connect, because Ryan hates the crows and hates the crows and Sophie for like putting her in prison for something she didn't do, and just doesn't think it's possible for Sophie to understand that there's a lot of corruption when it comes to law enforcement and everything like that. For Sophie, who is actually coming from a correct stance on how you do things, similar to anybody who watched Captain, it's a similar dynamic. This is really, really close to like Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because Sophie feels like it's people need to see a black person, especially a black woman, in law enforcement. And it's something she never saw as a child, and she wants her community like policed by her own people. So that is really interesting to me in that aspect. It's the same. It's kind of like the same reason that Sam stepped up and took that mantle of Captain America, because black Americans needed to be, you know what I'm saying, needed to see that symbol. They needed to see a black man be the symbol, you know what I'm saying, of America. And to take on all of that pain of the years, everything that it went through. So like Sophie's not wrong in it. I think Sophie's a little bit blind in how things are operating, especially when she's with the crows, and it's like this direct BS that's going on with the crows and everything, right? So like Sophie has to do it. Sophie makes a statement where like she has to do it where she doesn't get to hide behind a mask. You know what I'm saying? Like she's out there in real time. People know who she is. It's really an important conversation to have, but they really don't know how to solve the issue and what's going on. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like Batwoman's going to be needed, but she's in jail. But Imani comes to the rescue. She brings like a civil rights attorney, throwing all types of red flags to the cops and stuff like that, and ends up being able to get them out. It's really bad because this is something that Bruce Wayne understood. You know what I'm saying? You can't bring people in close because you got to keep your secret, and anybody that knows who you are can honestly be put in harm's way. So like when they meet up later in the episode, Imani and Ryan, I'm talking about, she realized they have to call it quits because she can't keep lying to her. You know what I'm saying? So you end up with Ryan possibly not ever being able to be happy, man. And I'm not sure that's cool. Another really dope scenario is Alice knowing that Kate Kane is her sister. She wants to bring Kate back. She ends up getting released by Black Mass after, you know what I'm saying, fixing Cersei's face or whatever, and finding out that Enigma, you know, she know Enigma did it and all that. So she goes to Enigma. She asks Enigma how to reverse it. She just wants her sister back. She needs something that's really close to her, so she goes and gets her motorcycle keys, right? Ocean is alive. Ocean pops up, says she wants to help her do whatever she needs to do. So when Alice chooses, this is an interesting thing. When Alice chooses Kate's motorcycle keys. Where am I from? I didn't think nothing of it, but when she says that it like symbolizes freedom, freedom from Gotham, her father, freedom from Alice, and everything like that, it hit really close to home because she got on the bike and she rode as an escape. You know what I'm saying? Because it's times where I go to the studio in order to de-stress. Like I might not even go in there to write a new song, to release new content or something like that. I literally go in there just because of the vibe, you know what I'm saying? Cut on some lights, light some candles, just to de-stress, just to be away from everything and to reset my mind. And I can see Kate doing that, you know what I'm saying, on a motorcycle, just riding to, that's the only time she feels free. But Enigma also explains it's not just that she needs, it's going to be a keyword that she needs in order to unlock Kate's psyche. And right before she can give her the code word, Ocean kills Enigma. And like out of nowhere, just snaps her neck. And one of the reasons I think he did that is, I thought he did it, it was because he maybe felt like they probably had some code words inside of them still embedded, and that she could just take them out, you know what I'm saying, with them code words. But come to find out, Ocean doesn't want Alice getting Kate back. He feels like Kate never chose Alice. Never. Was quick to lock her up, quick to get ready to kill her, do anything, and feels that Ocean doesn't believe that Kate like loves Alice, not the way he does. Like he even tells her, like, I love you. I just want you to be you. I love you for who you are. You know what I'm saying? Type thing. So I wonder where that's going to leave Alice and Ocean's relationship, and see how everything's going to work out with that. That's going to be crazy. Now you got this one guy who you watching who took the new snake bite, the new blue snake bite, and who is transitioning into this mindless hunger craze zombie thing. But you see it takes time. So or maybe his tolerance is just high, right? So you got Mary back at her facility helping her dad recover from, you know what I'm saying, his OD. He breaks down exactly what happened, how he got addicted, and the visions that he gets, and why he's addicted to it, and Mary kind of understands. But at the same time, she's examining the effects of the new snake's bite when this guy comes in terrified, right? And figures out a way to kind of reverse the effects of what's going to happen. That's pretty cool, because you end up getting Jacob Kane also helping her with all of the victims that are coming in with the bites and stuff, because he used to, you know what I'm saying, he used to be a field medic. He knows how to field dress wounds and different things like that from his time of just being in the military. So seeing them bond on that accord is real cool, and I think that's something that's going to end up helping Commander Kane wean himself off of that snake bite drug, you know what I'm saying, or whatever's going to happen. But Mary does come up with a cure. At the same time, Sophie's back at the Crow's headquarters trying to get problems handled there. Tavaroff being one of the biggest problems that she's had, right? They know she did a stint in jail. They're like, why don't you go home? You still got the stints in jail on you, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But with Jacob being gone, Sophie's in charge, and you like she lets them know, like, I'm in command, I'm acting commander. And she wants to help these people, but the jurisdiction of with the zombies that are outside of the Crow's jurisdiction. So, but she gets them to go help. But the whole thing about Tavaroff, man, is that he went in guns blazing and just killed a whole bunch of innocent drug-addled people. Like drug-addicted people just got killed after Batwoman went through this process of taking this cure, and that she has to inject people one by one because they didn't come up with a gas, and then it has to be injected one by one. She cleaned all these people in this church where the snake bite addicts like end up being, and then Tavaroff came in and just laid them all out, guns ablazing. And she witnessed this. Not only did she witness this, Sophie heard it. She heard the gunshots. You know what I'm saying? So that's crazy too. That's crazy too. And while leaving there at the same time, right, the officer who arrests them earlier at the friggin' bar is getting attacked by the man that was in Mary's care, who started to vamp out. He broke loose, let him go. He's trying to do his stuff to keep himself under control, but he ends up not being able to do it. Hops on the cops, biting the cop's neck. Batwoman happens to come through, knock him off, you know what I'm saying, inject him with the cure, and it like just tells the cops you're lucky. You know what I'm saying? You're lucky I could be here, because if she was still in jail for what that cop did, that cop would have been dead right now. So I like the way they wrote that, in order for everything to come full circle, and that she actually had to save the cop who she felt was racist that had to lock her up. But that's not the worst part of, you know what I'm saying, what happened. But before I get into the part that made me cry, let me get into Sophie saying she's going to quit the Crows, because she feels like she can't do nothing to change. She doesn't want to be a part of that. And I think she's going to become like that official member of, you know what I'm saying, the Bat team. Just start, you know what I'm saying, working commando. It'd be cool if she worked as a private investigator or something like that. But she's going to step away from the Crows because they're just not right. So I wonder if Commander Kane isn't 100%, if this is something that's going to end up with Tavaroff coming in charge, because that could be crazy, and that could be really hard for them. You know what I'm saying? But when they were in jail, right, they met this one dude who was a car thief, white guy. Seemed cool when I was in there, joked around with him and stuff like that. Luke's leaving. He's walking down the street or alley or something like that, and he sees this guy still in the car, and he tries to approach him and is like, hey, you ain't got to do that, man. You know what I'm saying? But the guy like doesn't even remember it's him. So I don't know if he's hopped up on drugs or he just wasn't paying attention or something like that. But instead of like calling 911, Luke is trying to talk to him, you know what I'm saying, instead of talk him down, tell him he doesn't need to do that. I think the guy's name was Eli. And Eli's just like, screw it, just goes on, keeps doing this thing. Crows show up. I think Tavaroff was there. Of all people, it was flipping Tavaroff. Eli blames Luke. Like, he says, like, nah, he was doing it. I had nothing to do with it. He was stealing. It's a crazy situation. And Luke and and the way this situation was handled is the way things are happening nowadays. But I'm not gonna get too into that. Luke was recording what was going on, so he immediately reaches for his phone to show the proof to the Crows that Eli's the thief and he's not. Tavaroff yells that he's reaching for his gun and just unloads into Luke, like all in his guts, just put bullets, and then Luke just like hits the ground, presumably dead. And then the episode ends, and now we're on a 3-week break. So we go on a break not knowing if Luke is alive or not. And it's Tavaroff, this asshole that shot him. Man. Very political driven episode, but a very true episode. I'm worried because like the Arrowverse, I'm sorry, the CW verse is no longer the Arrowverse, has killed off main characters before. And I don't think it bothered me that if they decided to kill off Luke this early in the season, especially with Sophie getting ready to join the team. I mean, they lose their tech guy, but they could probably find somebody else to do a tech guy. But I really don't want Luke gone, because I really want him to take up the mantle of Batwing. Like, just like he did in the comics. I want him to take up the mantle of Batwing. But we have to wait 3 weeks to see. It was crazy. It was crazy. What do you guys think about that? What do you think about the theme of this episode? And the thing with Luke just felt really, really weird. It felt really weird. And I wonder if Tavaroff is going to be held accountable for his actions as what he did. But we'll see. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode in the comments, man. Don't forget to like, subscribe to this channel right here, because we come with the greatness. We come with the hot stuff. We come with the crazy views, man. Don't forget to join us every Sunday, noon Central Standard Time for A Plus Hero Report, where we go over the collection of the stories that we got through in the weeks, the hot spots, the hot points, all the stuff that y'all want to talk about. I believe there's going to be some big stuff popping off this week that I know you guys are want to conversate about. So make sure you guys are there. And as always, we kick it off like this. Keep it A plus. This has been a Nerd Mix. Indy out. C'est la vie.